Now, when I say disappointing comics, I'm not actually talking about DC's comic books. I haven't read nearly enough DC comics, aside from Batman, to really comment on that. What I am talking about is their recent TV shows and movies and plans of what they're going to do with them in the near future. A few months ago, they announced that, well, they confirmed that they're not going to do a DC cinematic universe like the MCU is doing. So they're not going to connect their TV shows, they're not going to connect their movies, or anything like that. Everything's supposed to be a standalone on its own. This was a huge disappointment, and I thought a weak decision, and at the time I was really annoyed by it, and I actually still am kind of annoyed by it. But at the same time, I can see them making the decision of not wanting to follow in Marvel's footsteps. Okay, that's a fair choice. You don't want to do what your competitors are doing. You want to do your own thing. Great. However, they're not really sticking by that. They said that they're not going to connect their TV shows, but they've already connected Flash and Arrow. And I think they have plans of having other spin-offs come from the Flash and Arrow universe, which kind of makes it look like they're going to make a Justice League on TV. I don't know. Same thing with their movies. At first, they weren't going to do a universe-type cinematic thing. They had Man of Steel, and then they're doing Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, which they really need to shorten that title. It's kind of ridiculous. And then they were going to do the Justice League movie. Well, now they've announced that they're doing a bunch of one-off movies. They're doing Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Suicide Squad, Aquaman. They're doing 2 Justice League movies. So, are those movies not going to be connected? Is the Wonder Woman movie not going to be part of the same universe that Batman and Superman and the Justice League movie? And Wonder Woman and Aquaman are in Batman versus Superman, so I'm assuming that they are the same thing. But they might not be. DC, it feels like DC is just kind of doing everything. Like, they're not planning on doing anything, they're just doing it. They're just throwing stuff out there, they're making announcements that make no sense to me, and it's really disappointing. Now, this announcement about all of their movies and, not being connected to anything TV or movie-wise comes right behind a week of just being incredibly disappointed in Arrow and Flash, which are their 2 big leading TV shows. Well, Arrow's their big leading TV show right now, and Flash is kind of riding the coattails of Arrow because they're connected. They're in the same universe. They have crossovers and things like that. But Season 3 of Arrow and the second episode of Flash disappointed me to a huge extent, just based on their writing and style of show, and I'll talk specifically about my problems with that later. But just overall, I was incredibly disappointed and very upset that I was disappointed because I had such high hopes. I had such high hopes for Flash, and now they're just gone. I've lost interest, and I hate that. I'm going to keep watching them, but at this point, I don't feel like I'm watching them because I enjoy it. I feel like I'm watching them because they're DC, and I want to see what's going to happen with that. So hopefully they're going to get better. But them making a Flash movie and a Suicide Squad movie and a Batman one-off and a solo Batman movie, they're going to make a Flash movie, but it's not going to be the Flash from the TV show. So we're going to have 2 Flashes. They're making a Suicide Squad movie. They already had Suicide Squad in Arrow, and I think there were rumors that they're going to do a Suicide Squad TV show. Those are just rumors. I haven't read any confirmation about it. I don't know what's going on with that, but they had them in Arrow, but the Suicide Squad movie is not going to be the same as they were in Arrow. The Batman one-off movies, Gotham will have no effect on the Batman movies. So we're basically doubling up universes and characters for no reason. Like, why can't you just have, the Flash that you have in the TV show that you've put so much behind be the Flash that you're going to have in the movies? It makes no sense to me. Make up your mind. Are you connecting the universes or are you not? They're already connecting Flash and Arrow and whatever other spin-offs are going to come on from that, but they're not connecting other shows to it. They're not connecting the movies to each other, but apparently they are. It's very frustrating. It's very confusing. Like I said, these announcements are right after some disappointment with the TV shows, so maybe I'm a little more jaded and bitter about it than I should be. I don't know. But I feel like DC is making some poor and weak decisions. And they really need to step up their game. And I hate to compare them to the MCU and Marvel, but Marvel had a plan. And you can see that in their movies. Not everything in their plan was set in stone, but they had at least a skeleton idea of what they wanted to do and the stories that they wanted to tell. DC is just kind of putting stuff into the canon and shooting out. They're not even looking at what they're putting in. Marvel has been quality from the beginning. Even their weaker movies and even their weaker movies and weaker moments in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have been quality. DC is just, it's disappointing. That is the best word I can think of to talk about this, is that it's disappointing. And I hate that it's disappointing because I love the DC characters. I haven't read many of the comics, but from the, the old cartoons and the TV shows and things like that growing up, I loved Batman and Justice League and Super Friends. How ridiculous that show was, but I still loved it. Things like that, they were great, and it's really disappointing that now they're not the same quality. Their decisions are all over the place. They say they're not going to do something, and they start to do it, but they're not doing it really. It's just kind of, it's special. At this point for me, the biggest things that can kind of rejuvenate my hope in them is Constantine and Batman vs. Superman. I saw the pilot of Constantine and it was amazing, and hopefully the show will stick to how good the pilot was. But at the same time, I saw the Flash pilot and it was amazing, and then the second episode just completely let me down. Same with Batman and Superman. I really want it to be good. I do. I'm worried about it, but I really want it to be good, so we'll see. Please, DC, stop disappointing me. Just do the good that I know you can. I have faith in you. Pull me back in. Pull me back in. What do you think? What do you think about DC's plans, the TV shows that have come out, and their future movies? What are you looking forward to? Also, whoever tells me the best DC superhero joke gets a special shout out in my next video. It's a great prize. You can get me in the comments on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Instagram. I might even be on Pinterest at this point. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of everywhere right now on the internet. You can check back with me later and we can geek out some more. Until then, have fun.